Hello, babies. Would you like to tune in to the grooviest podcast in the free world? That's right, baby. It's the M25 show. Right here on all social media. Everything you can imagine. Go to their website, www.m25show.com. Thank you. Ruff.
All right. Welcome back to the M25 show. My name's Albert.
My name is Eddie.
And I'm Steve. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween,
Steve's
everybody.
dressed up as Steve again.
Yes, I am. I can see you guys are dressed up as your normal selves, too.
We're dressed up as winners. Hi, Eddie.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Dressed up as champions.
We're dressed up as champions.
Yeah, well, you would have me fooled that you guys are out there playing on the field. Not cleaning it, but playing on it.
Well, we know you can't even do that, Steve, so.
Let's see here. Well, congratulations to the Dodgers for winning the World Series.
Yes, congratulations.
I'll let Eddie and Alberto take over, talk about this. I was sleeping, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The Pirates didn't wake you up?
Nah, I had to sleep, Eddie. I got shit to do last night. Sorry.
Did you sleep through it, Eddie?
No, I was actually off last night, so I got to watch it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It was really nice. One of the best days off I've had.
Were you setting off fireworks?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Should have over by Steve's house. Set up a few there.
They've been in the garage waiting for this moment, so I had to go light them.
You were waiting for this moment?
Leftovers from 4th of July.
Waiting for when they won the championship so I can light my fireworks.
Eddie bought like a special ones like 30 years ago just for this moment.
Yeah. It was good. It was good.
Well, I'm
Good
glad
win.
you got to light your fireworks, Eddie. I'm very happy for you.
There was a lot of fireworks, huh? Crazy people downtown.
I didn't get to see any of the victory celebration coverage.
All I saw was the traffic. That's all I saw. And this morning I read that there was like 12 people arrested.
That seems kind of low.
Probably not the true fans. True fans don't do that.
Well, that's Eddie's opinion.
Jeez, here we go with that shit. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now for the rebuttal.
All right, here we go.
The Yankee fan is
Only true fans, huh? Eddie, even true fans lose their mind sometimes, Eddie, and do dumb things. Just the way it is.
No.
What do you mean, no? Last time I saw the Padres and Dodger game, they were throwing shit on the field.
Those were Padre fans.
Those were
Padre fans at Dodger Stadium, huh? Damn, throwing that at their own players.
Haven't you ever seen a Padre game that's full of Dodger fans?
Yeah, but they were in LA Stadium.
It happens. Look what happened.
Yes,
Look what
it
happened.
does.
And
Exactly what I'm saying. It just happens.
that one guy that got kicked out of
You have
the
fans that are just
team court.
horrible fans. Very horrible, Eddie.
I've never seen anything like that though, where a fan tries to interfere, like literally interfere. I mean, sometimes it
mean,
happens, in the heat of the moment, like you try to go to after
well,
a foul ball, and
you had it in I think the previous game at Dodger Stadium. The one guy he reached over and
When-
grabbed the ball.
the guy that caught but I don't think that would have went out. That wouldn't have been a home run though.
That would have been a double anyways.
That would have been a double
Maybe
anyway.
they would have gotten lucky. Maybe one would have scored, but
Mhm.
so the ground rule doubled it. But I mean, he didn't like fight the person.
Yeah, that was understandable. It's in the heat of the moment. The ball's coming at you. You reach out and you catch it. But
Just how
Yeah,
When
but
happened
when,
with
but
that was the
when
heat
you,
of the moment with those two.
when you try to pry it
No.
out of the person's glove and
trying to pry it out of his glove, and the other guy's holding his hand.
Let me tell you why he did it. Okay, I'm the silent majority. There's
Okay.
got to be both sides.
Let's hear
They
it.
probably
It's not
went
a
after it.
fan.
They probably went after it.
No
And once they realized they've already interfered, they said, "Fuck it, might as well go all out."
shit. Fuck.
They're
Might
gonna
as
get
well.
thrown. Probably gonna get thrown out anyway.
Hey, they should have just jumped on the field and punched Mookie Betts in the face. Why
Well, yeah,
stop
that's
there?
what I said about when the those Dodger fans were throwing bottles and cans at the Padre players in outfield.
Well,
So
they
look at
deserve
these
it.
guys are in their own home and they're throwing shit on the field.
Or they're throwing it at the
Do it
Padres.
at Padre Stadium. That's where you go. That's where you cause havoc.
Padre Stadium looks like a trash dump anyway. So
That'll show that you're a real man. If you can go into the other territory and do that, if you get out alive, that you've passed the test. Just like that bonehead that was that bonehead that caught the ball or something, or they had to escort his ass out of the stadium. What game was this? Was that Yankees?
It was the
That's-
Cubs.
No, it was just recently. Just recently.
Was it
It was
the
the
game I'm
Dodgers,
talking
right?
about? Was it the game I'm talking? The game before? It was like,
Well, the guy reached over and caught the ball.
yeah,
Yeah, it was a Dodger. Wasn't it a Dodger fan?
yeah.
Stupid
Yeah, it
Dodger
was.
fan does that, and they had to escort his ass out to his car.
Well, I mean, they tell you don't interfere, and if you
Imagine
do,
if they
you're
didn't.
subject.
Imagine if they didn't call it in their favor. They would have beat his ass right there in front of everybody.
They would have Bartman him.
Gee.
The Bartman, yeah. That's
While
the
they're
guy
playing that song "I Love L.A.," where they're beating on him. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, well, congratulations to the Dodgers. Okay, I'm giving props where props is needed. Okay,
Yeah,
and there's two sides. My wife was telling me about the guy that got interfered, which you guys were talking about. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's dumb people, whatever. I go, watch, they're gonna win tonight. You guys are gonna forget all about it. Well, they lost that night, so
no,
they won last night, right?
yeah.
Like, and once they win, everybody's gonna be so happy. That's the last thing they're gonna be wanting to talk about. You guys won.
Yeah.
It's over. Those guys
done.
got kicked out of the game. They couldn't come back. It's all good.
Should have
You
been
guys
arrested.
won. Be happy. From what I heard,
I'm
they got banned for life, right?
Are we angry? Are any I angry or something?
I don't think for life. I don't think it was a ban for life. I
I know
think
they
they
could
had
for
tickets.
life.
They couldn't.
Hold
they
on a
couldn't
second.
get. I see them.
think-
Okay, yeah. I need them to know that. Hey, we could see you guys in the waiting room. We'll pull you out in just a minute. Sometimes
I
I
think they
think
had-
when they're there that we
Steve
don't
needs
see
to
them.
trash on the Dodgers a little bit more.
No, congratulations. You guys, like I told you, we had this conversation during the season when the season started, remember?
Yeah,
And what did I say? You guys are a stacked team. You better win. You guys have every player that you guys should win. You guys got the best loaded team in the business. And you guys won. So I said this when the season started. I go, you guys should be winning the World Series this year. If
I think
not,
those guys that interfered with, I think they had tickets to the next game, and they got banned because I think they gave the tickets to a little kid
yeah, I heard that too, but I also heard that they got banned for life.
for life. Wow.
That's what I heard. Now I could be wrong, but who knows? They're gonna
Oh.
forget about those people. Dodger people.
Yeah.
If they're thinking about that right now, they don't even. These guys should be celebrating. Forget
Yeah,
those
we're
guys.
we're celebrating.
You
All
know,
that's
you know how you get back at them. You won.
next. Yep. You
There you
win.
go. Okay, can we move on now to the show?
Let's move on.
I had to congratulate you guys live here on the front of the podcast people, the live stream, so you don't think I'm a poor sport. And I'm not a Yankee fan anyway. What are you guys talking about? Angel fan. But I give props to the Dodgers. They had the best team. That I don't even know how they still have money to get other players. Jeez.
And we'll get
How
some
more loaded
don't
can
worry.
you guys get?
Hey,
Doing a quick research on Google, it's just, they were just banned for Game 5. They have not received any lifetime ban as of yet.
Oh, good. Okay. Now we're
Yo.
moving. Maybe they could get Sasquatch. Maybe they
ne-
can get Sasquatch next year. We're going to
ne-
ask our guest when they come on.
Next year, they can invite you, Steve, to a Yankee game.
I don't want to go to a game. You know what? I don't go to more sports games because of the way people act. Very dangerous. Last time I went, I took my kid and my wife, and the team that we went into, the team won, right? We're
Yeah.
leaving, and they're just still rude. Like, you thought they were going to beat you up. And I was like, dude, you guys won. Relax.
Hey, man, they get animated in women's soccer.
Well, I don't know. It sucks
Steve.
the way grown people act. It's too
Steve
bad.
took his family to the Angel City FC game, rooting for Kansas City. You know, all hell broke loose.
So everybody, when you have a loaded team, unlimited money, this is what happens. You win a World Series. Thank you. Congratulations, Dodgers.
Just like the
You'll
Kansas
probably
City
be back
Chiefs.
next year until the people get old, and then we got to start over like everybody else. Okay, let's move on here. Look at Boys in Blue over there. Relax. How come every time this happens, you always say "Go Yankees"? Or like I'm a Yankee and Padre fan. I have no beef in this.
I'm sorry. You know, tune in mid-February. Watch us, Steve, dance on our graves,
What is your graves?
our football graves. Yeah,
I never say anything. Never say nothing. I celebrate amongst myself. I've learned not to be cocky like that because last time I did, my team lost, and I never do it again.
Smart man.
Okay, let's move on. Our guests are waiting in the waiting room. We have a couple guests, Eddie. This
Yeah,
might be
it's
right
not
up your alley.
It's a daily double.
Excuse me?
It's a daily double.
It's a day. It's a daily double. One of the guests we've had on in the past, and then we have another guest coming on that's actually his fiance, and Dave Spinks. You remember Dave Spinks, Eddie? If you don't, just say yes, please. Eddie's too honest sometimes for this show. Remember he came out and told us that, I think it was that Bigfoot story. That Bigfoot threw a boulder or a tree down the. That was Dave, right?
I believe so. Mhm.
He says yes.
Yes. Oh, okay, there he is. And he's bringing his fiance on, who is a psychic medium, Eddie.
Okay.
Serenity Jenny. Okay.
The what?
Serenity Jenny is her name. She's
Serenity,
a psychic
okay.
medium. And if she gets some vibes from you right away, Eddie, and she starts telling you things you don't want to hear, just be quiet because we want to hear it, okay? No, nothing
Okay.
about me because I don't want
Eddie's ancestors are trying to communicate, telling Eddie to get off the show. It's bringing shame to the family.
They're gonna go, Eddie, your team only won because they're loaded. Okay, let's bring our guest out. Here they are. Hello.
Hey guys,
Good. Dave and Serenity. Can we just call you Dave and Serenity? Is that cool?
yeah,
Fine.
Okay, we have Eddie up here, top to the right, and
Good
Alberto,
morning.
and I'm Steve. Welcome back, Dave, and welcome, Serenity.
Thank you.
Were you?
yeah. Thanks for having us.
You guys weren't getting any bad vibes because we were talking about baseball or nothing. I hope not.
Not at all.
No, I played a lot of baseball in college and some minor league back in the day and some semi-pro.
What do you think? You think these Dodgers were fully loaded or what?
Oh yeah,
Fully.
that's the name of the game, man. People
Yeah.
with the most money win the series now. You know, so
What happened?
that's why it came down to the Yankees and the Dodgers. They got the most money. You know what I mean?
So what do you think with the Yankees? They just. I know they weren't as loaded as the Dodgers, but they were loaded too. But they just
they just
crumbled.
yeah, they looked horrible.
They
Yeah.
got cold at the wrong moment, so what happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
Well, anyway, today's Halloween. Is this? Do you guys do special things on Halloween for like the business you all are in?
Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah.
We've been busy for the last couple months, believe it or not. This is our busy season.
Okay, let me pull you
Plus,
up.
we own our own haunted location, so we have other investigators come and take part in that and investigate it. You know, the location too. So we have it open for others that do the same type of stuff we do that come in, and we also do projects in that location. And this is a brand new location. Of course, I used to own the infamous Willow's Weep House, and that was the same type of situation as this new location we have.
Is this the place you're in right now, where you guys are at right now? The second.
No, we're actually in our home office right now. So the location's actually right across the street from us.
Okay,
But it's so bright in there with light right now, it would have whitewashed us.
so you guys are safe right there.
Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Nothing gonna be flying by or nothing like that. We're all good.
Well, we hope.
Can't make any promises.
Yeah, we hope.
Okay, I'm gonna blow you guys up here so you're full screen, and first could tell everybody, they know your names already and what you both do, so they kind of get a little taste of who you are, and then we'll jump hard into this interview. How's that sound?
All right.
Okay, here we go. All right, Dave. What do we got here? Dave and Serenity Janity. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name's Serenity Jenny. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I was a former college professor, K through 12 guidance counselor, 4-time Reiki master, healer, teacher, and I have died 5 times. So I am able to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. I offer a pretty unique service to many people. And as a psychic medium, that bridge allows me to convey the deepest amount of healing, not only to humans, but also spirits and locations.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. Before we get to Dave, you died, Serenity, you died 5 times, or is that just part of the title here?
No, I did. I died 5 times. So I was 19 when I had 22 feet of my intestines removed. I had Crohn's disease. I've had several medication reactions. I died in childbirth with my son. The hits keep just coming. So I was trying to veer away from my calling and be quote unquote normal. And spirit wasn't having any of it. And I'm also a spiritualist minister. This road has really taken me to a place I had never foreseen for myself. And the more I just allow it, the better it gets.
Very interesting. Dave?
Well, I am a paranormal investigator and researcher and author. I've written 8 books with many more coming out in the future. I'm ex-military and retired federal law enforcement, and I've been doing this paranormal stuff for well over 30 years now. And that's how we met at an event in West Virginia, and doing what I do and doing what she does. We kind of hit it off right away because we both wanted something more for both of the fields we're in. They're very similar, but they're totally different too, if that makes sense. But we wanted to kind of mesh the two together, so to speak, because it all encompasses each other, right? So it just happened to happen that way, really. And
it was a match made in what kind of word can we use with this?
Whatever you want, man.
Different dimension.
Different dimensions. Yeah. Let me. We're also filming a new movie right now with Christopher Garantano called A Haunting We Will Go. That will be out early next year. And as you guys know, with me, I've been on numerous television shows in several different paranormal-based movies over the years, with more coming. So, and we're getting her into some of this because she's the real deal. And like I said, guys, I've been doing this for a long, long time. And so she's been doing what she does quite a while now, too. And I've seen her do some amazing things to the point where it changed my life when it comes to this stuff. So, and I've seen a lot of charlatan psychics out there. This is not one of them. And
real deal.
Yeah, she's the real deal. Let me tell you.
Well, like I said, that's why we that's all we get here is the real deal. Dave and Serenity. That's what we get, the real deal. Ed, I'm going to pull up Eddie here. Eddie, you got a question for Dave or Serenity?
Yeah, Serenity. When did you know that you had I guess it's a gift, and Are you ever scared when you contact people? And can you explain the difference between a medium and a psychic?
I sure can. So when did I notice I was first gifted? So we're going to call it eccentric. So when I was a child, they had me tested for gifted learning because I had this amazing memory, they said. They ripped the erasers off my pencils, put me in a cubicle, made sure that I had no outside influences, and I was able to actually photographically recall the sentences from the book, the pictures from the book. So that got me under the term eccentric, right? And then in addition to that, my mom's Native American. My dad laid hands. So the pastor and I at church were quite good friends. I thought he was the swim coach for the first 10 years of my life because I just kept getting rededicated at church and I couldn't figure out why. I would just say things. It wasn't like my family was hugely alarmed by it, but we made several trips to church that I didn't quite understand. And, getting a message like that as a child, that kind of shaped what I'm doing now because I became that person that I needed as a child. So I tried to be normal as much as possible and it just didn't work. And the more I veered away from my path, the louder the messages got, the more significant and profound my experiences were. The difference between a psychic and a medium, a psychic is perceiving energy. We all have psychic ability. That's the perception or the extrasensory perception that we have in addition to our 5 physical senses. We have 7 extrasensory perception senses that we actually don't know anything about. Very few of us do, actually. So you too can be psychic. You just have to perfect this because if you go do bicep curls at the gym, right, you get big biceps. I just happen to do spiritual exercises all day long, reading people using those senses, and it fine-tunes that. Now, to answer the third part of your question, have I ever been scared? I am a spiritualist minister, and I have done exorcisms in the past. The only time I have been scared was the very first one I had done. I wasn't planning on it. I was completely unprepared, and I have a very strong faith, and I've seen things that I can't unsee, I can't unknow, and I can't unexperience. So when that happened, I'm going to tell you the truth. I probably took 4 salt baths. I called him immediately. I was calling other practitioners. I just couldn't believe it happened without any help. Like, that's not advised, like, ever, to do it by yourself and be alone. And there were 2 very unassuming little church ladies, so I had no idea what I was about to get myself into. But the next day, after all that was said and done, my faith was galvanized in a way I can't even tell you. Like, I felt like I could bench press a Buick. Like, my worst fear, other than dying, had also become realized on the earth plane. So I'm very unshakable in my faith. He says I'm a little bit cocky sometimes because I know what I know. I can't unknow it. But it's amazing what you can do when you're put in that position.
So what you're saying is exorcisms are real.
Oh my goodness, yes. And he's filmed them for other agencies that we can't talk about. But yes, they're real and they happen way more often than you realize. Because in behavioral therapy, like if medicine doesn't work and behavioral therapy doesn't work, and then we start doing energy medicine and spiritual healing, and then that works, what is that?
There's different types of exorcisms. There's attachment removal, minor rites of exorcism, and full-blown exorcisms. So it just it depends on what needs to be done and who's doing it, basically.
So Dave and Serenity. So when people think of exorcisms, they think they're trying to get the devil out of them. Is that what it is, or is that just a movie thing? People think that's what it is, or is that what it is? I don't know what it is.
Pretty much, yeah. It could be a demonic entity. It could be a human attachment, a human spirit attachment someone has. There's many different ways of looking at this, but essentially, it's a negative type of spirit or entity, to keep it understandable for the regular folk out there. But
it exists and it's real.
It's real, definitely.
And it's palpable and it can ruin people's lives, and we've seen that happen. It can actually lead to their death.
Really?
In most extreme cases, yeah.
Full on possession can, yes, most certainly lead to death or one taking one's life.
That's pretty heavy. We have a saying in my family that when things are pretty out there or pretty, it's crazy, we say that's heavy. So that's heavy, guys. How else to put it?
Sometimes.
It is literally not to be taken lightly. A lot of people approach it with, they see movies, they think, oh, I'm going to go get some sage and I'm going to do this. That a lot of times makes things very much worse. And if you're not trained in how to do it, or not, following some staunch spiritual practice, really bad things can happen.
Yeah, it's in Hollywood, there's always a little bit of truth in Hollywood movies, but they do a lot of spin-offs and make it as entertaining as or scary as possible, because that's their job. But it's not like you see in the movies. It can be similar to that. I've seen some pretty wild stuff, but it's not just full-blown puking green pea soup on a regular basis. Now that does happen. People throw up horrible looking substances, black stuff looks like tar, and all kind of different things happen. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show.
I want to, before I forget here, we have Beth Allen on here that says Dave Spinks is my hero. What else, Alberto? Where are they watching from, Alberto?
Octagon Hall Museum.
Yeah, they're friends of ours that run the Octagon Hall. It's a very famous haunted location in Franklin, Kentucky. And I've been there many, many times investigating that place. It's off the chain, haunted.
The hall has it all. They've came up with that, meaning cryptids, hauntings, everything you could think of. The hall.
Call it the hall. Mm-hmm. Octagon logo. It goes back before the Civil War. Has a lot of history, a lot of death, a lot of very, very bad things happen there. Which, in my humble personal opinion, can cause hauntings, and it has and did, and that place will probably always be haunted.
Okay. We have Richard watching here, and he's going to want to ask some questions, I think, to Dave. He's an alien and Bigfoot dude. He's all into that. So, but before then, I wanted to ask Serenity. I've seen, I don't know what they're called, but the people that they'll talk to somebody, right? And they'll want to, the person in the crowd will want to ask the person on stage or wherever they're at on the podium if somebody on the other side is there or knows them and stuff like that. Or are they watching them? Are they there with them? And like they're talking, like they're exchanging conversations or something. I don't know. What are those kind of people called?
So that's a gallery reading. That's mediumship, because they're communicating with the dead. They bridge the gap between the living and the dead. So that's mediumship abilities. They can access those spirits on different dimensional realities. This gets really quantum and very astrophysics really quick. I'm not great at explaining it, but if you think about string theory and how it's multi-layered dimensional reality, and they've proven that to be true, that psychic on that stage, that psychic medium, is accessing that person's specific like spirits, their spirit guides, their past or loved ones, their ancestors. I mean, we can go really deep with this. And me personally, when I do a gallery reading, when there's hundreds of people, I actually have to energetically put that person in a bubble and really kind of isolate them energetically, so I can only hear who's connected to them. Sometimes it's very difficult for a psychic medium, because what happens is there's multimodal information coming in. Like claircognizance is the ability to know things, like clairvoyance, right? Everybody knows about that, being clairvoyant. You can see things in the external and the physical, but you also can see things internally. So you have all these different cross, confirmation energies coming in. You're empathic, you're pulling in the empathic ability, energy, you're feeling maybe on your physical body how the person expired or how they transitioned or something that they want to convey. And a lot of times spirits, in my opinion, are coming with unfinished business. A lot of times when people are really peaceful, they, I have to go find them. Like, they're not Johnny on the spot ready to communicate. Like, people want to come in and talk to Aunt Sally or Uncle Joe because they were really close with them, but maybe grandma has a lot to make up for because she wasn't always nice with her remarks. So she'll be the one that actually comes through first. And they're a little dismayed at that, but it makes a lot of sense to me as a clinician on a higher level, because spirit wants their lineage to be successful here on this plane. It's very interesting.
I've seen her, guys. We'll be in a store or something, and there's a spirit pounding on the back of her head saying, "Give that person a message." And she doesn't know these people from Adam, and she'll just spew off a bunch of stuff, and these people just, like, I've seen them start bawling out loud. They're like, "How do you know that?" I mean, crazy stuff. And because that spirit wants to convey a message to their loved one, and they do it through her. So it's pretty amazing when you see it just off the cuff like that.
Like at the dollar
store or something. Just phenomenal stuff I've seen her do over the last 5 years. So, it's, how do you explain that? You can't.
And I usually don't do unsolicited, that's what I call them, unsolicited readings. I have rules for spirit, because it keeps me sane. Like I wouldn't be able to function.
They don't leave you alone sometimes. They're like, tell them now.
There are times where, that I have rules that spirit knows that they can breach if it's an emergent need. One time I wrote about it in my book. There was a woman in Ohio. I was there traveling on an event. I was writing my book at the time, and I had just ran into her in a Barnes & Noble. It's a long, ridiculously amazing story. Her son wanted me to talk to her, and I unwillingly, I didn't look presentable. I mean, I had my pajamas on. I was just going to get a pair of cheaters. I forgot my glasses at home. And I really didn't plan on giving anybody a message at Barnes & Noble that night. He was very, very persistent. I can describe him in great detail. I memorized her shoes so I could go find her because she went off to look for a book. Her son had killed himself, and she was going to kill herself that night because she missed him so badly. I was able to give her information that validated he was okay, and that he really was. It was so important that I convey this. And at the time, I didn't know that. She didn't tell me that for 2 months. I did give her the message. She did contact me further for healing. She was a professional. It was a lot for her to take in. It was a lot for her to process and understand. But at the end of the day, it conveyed so much healing that it literally saved her life.
That is something else, Eddie. What do you think about that? That's to have that going on, and somebody can do that. I don't even know what how does that happen to somebody? They just have it, or Dave, what's your explanation on like?
Well, like in Jen's case, she was already like she said earlier in the show. We all have abilities, right? We all have that sixth sense where the hair on the back of your neck stands up, or you feel something, or your gut's telling you, hey, something feels kind of off right here, or and we really don't know how to do anything with that. We just feel it, right? But in Jen's case, she's one of those people that are more in tune with it, so to speak. And then her having those 5 near-death experience where she actually physically died, she crossed over to the other side. So the spirits know that, and we've seen this with many other people we've talked to over the years. And not to cut in on her stuff, but I've died 3 times myself as well. So some people, after that happens to them, they become way more in tune. The spirits know that. They know they can go through you or speak directly to you in several different ways. And it just happens like that. We don't know why. It's one of those things we can't really explain yet, but those seem to be some of the factors that cause that to happen.
Interesting. Eddie, I'm going to pull you up.
David,
Eddie, are you interested in that book, Eddie?
Yes.
Eddie, are you interested in her book?
Yes.
I am too. Before you ask your question, is it okay if you tell us where we can buy your book? If there's more than one, too?
Absolutely. It's called Unapologetically Authentic. I think you might be able to see it over my shoulder right there. I just have it there for podcasts and different shows that I do. You can get it on Amazon. It's basically my life story. And like I said, I was a therapist. I worked in fire, police, and EMS. We both have law enforcement backgrounds. I'm the dirty secret for a lot of police departments. I do help locate bodies, children, recoveries, rescues, things like that. In my free time, when I have time to help I try really hard to use my gifts as best as I can, and help those in need. It's really gratifying work too, but that's my life story. Like, I didn't plan on this. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you want to do this, or you see yourself as this. That is not true. I wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to be a college professor. I wanted to have summers off. I want to have free tuition for my kids
And drive
and drive a Jag. That was my goal. And when I was 34, I was the youngest member in my department. And the further I got into that pathway, the worse my life seemed to get. And I literally said, I give up. I literally give up. And I did make a commitment to God. I had a miracle baby. I named him Adam. I had one child. And like I said, I died in childbirth with him. He's 50,000 times more psychic than I am. I help a lot of people with their kids who have it. They're sensitive. So they don't get medicated. They don't go into the mental health system unnecessarily. So I'm like the Hogwarts guidance counselor sometimes too, right? So it's so rewarding for me to be able to give back through my experiences. And that's a lot of what that book has to say. And the second book, CPR for the Soul, hopefully will be done by the end of this year.
Nice. And they can get it like through your website, or what's the best place?
Amazon.com, my website, Facebook. I think I have a link on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm under Serenity Jenny on Amazon.
It's under Jennifer Flack. That's my real name, right? When I was in counseling, I couldn't use that to offer psychic information. So that's where Serenity Jenny came from.
Yeah, just type that in authors and it'll come up on Amazon.
Or unapologetically authentic.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is after the show, I'll get those your website links and all that, and I'll post them up so they can have the links on for our watchers and listeners and viewers and stuff like that. Sound cool?
That's great.
Before I'm sure Serenity knows this. Before I rudely interrupted Eddie with this question, I'm going to bring him back up. Sorry, Eddie. Go ahead with the question.
My question, I think Serenity answered it, but I was going to ask Dave if, in his past law enforcement career, did he ever have the assistance of a medium to solve a case?
Not with what I did.
Okay.
That's a good question.
No, it's a long story.
We have a great story for you. Maybe some other time we'll be able to tell it to you. It's a little bit longer.
I have a question from somebody that's watching here. Let me read it here. It says, besides, is this for, I guess, Dave, both of you, I guess. He doesn't say exactly who it's for, but whoever can answer it. How's that? It says, besides doors opening and closing by themselves and the bump in the night, have you ever experienced levitating objects?
I'll take that one. So, quick answer to that, yes, through table tipping, that can happen. I will tell you too about an apportation that actually happened on Halloween. An apportation is where an item will literally disappear from one location and appear in a different location. So I hope that this speaks to your answer, but Dave was eating, we were at a location a couple years back. I was on a location. There had been a murder there. The man murdered his mother and then drove across the country and killed himself. It was horribly haunted. It's an Airbnb. A friend of ours owned it. And that's what we do for fun. And we try to help people. And she had some really weird stuff happening there. So we were trying to help her out. And he was eating beef jerky and he had his knife because he's a West Virginia boy. He always has his knife. He opens up the beef jerky. I'm like, babe, don't lay that open knife on her leather couch. Oh my gosh. Like, it's crazy expensive, right? He takes the knife, he closes it. He lays it directly in front of him. I watched him do it. That was, it was on Halloween.
Yeah,
so it was actually on Halloween. And when the next day we were packing up to leave, or no, it was 2 days later on a Tuesday, we were packing up to leave. And he's like, where's my knife? And you moved my knife. And I said, I didn't take your knife. And my office at that time in Pennsylvania was about 30 miles from this location. And I was walking in the back door to prepare for my day, and my general manager.
Yeah, my knife was gone. I left, and she had to go to work, so I came all the way back to West Virginia.
And I stayed in Pennsylvania, and I'm walking in the back door, and I'm messaging our friend who owns the cabin. I said, hey, if you see Dave's spring-loaded Kershaw black knife, can you let us know? He can't find it. And my poor practice manager came out. She looked white as a ghost. She goes, I just heard you. you need to come look at something. And that black knife was laying on my back room's table, very visible.
30 miles away.
There's no,
And I never went there. Like, I went home.
It was unbelievable. And that is not the only apportation that I have experienced since being with him. So
and I actually filmed an exorcism for the church one time years ago, and I witnessed about an 85, 86-year-old woman being held down in a chair by 5 grown men, and the chair was levitating, and it was everything they could do to hold the chair down with this woman, and the chair would levitate up and down, and they were physically struggling to hold this chair down to the floor while the priests and stuff were doing the exorcism. So, yeah, there's some crazy stuff that we've seen, both of us.
Eddie, a question for Dave, Serenity. I got some questions, but I wanted to, since I rudely interrupted it, I feel so bad. I don't want.
No, go ahead.
You're not seeing nothing with us, right? Except we're a good show, we're good people, and all that, right? I don't want to.
oh my God. Yeah, you guys are great.
Oh, you're fun.
You're great.
Eddie, do you have any questions about? I know you're with Serenity. You have some thoughts. Like, can you, like, if somebody wants to talk to you about, hey, let's say they had a loved one that recently passed away. And some people want to know things and some people really don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they really do if it has to do with the loved one. Do they, when they ask you, is it, what process do you go through? I mean, you can't just go, oh, okay, I know what's going on. You have to like get into the focus or into the, you know what I mean? You have to, is there something to get prepared for it, or does it just happen?
Yes, and I like a little bit of quiet time first, because I have to like kind of still my own self. I have a ton of energy, so I'm like full tilt boogie all the time, and my energy is so like we'll say rapid or high vibrational that I have to slow it down a little bit to calm down, to really go into a still space and then enter into that space with the other person. I do them virtually. Energy doesn't know time, distance, or space. It's not even an issue. So I read people all over the world. I do them through Zooms, FaceTimes. I even just do them over the phone a lot of times.
And live.
I have a lot of high profile clients. I'm getting really busy. I'm going to have to change my structure, my process a little bit. I'm really to the point where I'm starting now to try to train other therapists to be like me, so they can deliver this kind of therapy in like holistic therapy. But I would recommend that if somebody, really wanted to connect with their past over loved ones, it's something that they have to be ready for. You're right. Like, they do want to know, and it's scary. And I get it. Both my mom and dad are passed. I've had messages from other people, and they've come up to me and said things that I don't know. So I know how it feels to like waylay somebody with information. So I'm very, very purposeful and cautious. And I make sure that they are in agreement to talking with their past over loved ones. And I literally will say, I'm asking on your behalf, that way spirit knows I'm ready to work too. Because if not, I'm going to hear chatter 24/7. I'm not going to be able to sleep. I have to be able to sit down and literally turn my light on, right? Like, I'm ready to work. So that's how I prefer to do it. I mean, I will do it on the fly if I have to, but like when I do large gallery readings, it's a little bit different process, but that basically is it.
He does some pretty amazing stuff, guys. I've seen a remote view things where people are missing and get within a mile, half a mile, quarter mile of where the person was actually found, and not having no prior information whatsoever, hardly. So, only certain people can do that. Others can do, like, there's different styles, right? And there's different things certain people can do. One person may be able to remote view very well. Another person may be able to communicate with spirit and pass those messages on. Jen seems to be able to do 3 or 4 things really well. So, she truly feels that that's God's gift to her, and that's what God wants her to do, is to help people, and that's what we do. I do it in another way with trying to go to someone's house and either tell them, hey, because they'll call me and they'll say, hey, we got all this weird stuff going on in our house. Can you come check it out? So I'll go and try to debunk it first and foremost. Okay. No, you got scratching in your walls because you got a family of possums living in your walls. It's not a demonic spirit, right? So, and then if I go and I gather what I feel is truly paranormal evidence, and it's a negative type of evidence, I'm gonna reach out to someone like Jen or a priest or whatever. Before I knew her, I would contact people I worked with in the church and say, look, you need to go over here and help these folks out because they got something really negative going on and they need cleansed. So, that's kind of what my job is, and we've blended the two together, so to speak. And it seems to be helping a lot of people. And recently, since I've known her, man, we've dealt with some crazy cases, a lot of child suicide cases, and it's really heart-wrenching stuff. But these cases seem to have a paranormal influence of some sort, negative influence involved with them. And it's not just child suicides, but other people killing themselves too. Over the last several years, it's really gotten into high numbers that we're dealing with, and it's paranormal, linked. That's why we get called, because these people have nowhere else to reach out to. They've dealt with all kind of counselors and so on and so forth, and they're just not getting what they need because it has a paranormal link to it. So,
and there's a lot of times people feel uncomfortable talking to, we'll call them a normie counselor or a muggle counselor from Harry Potter, because they are going to get labeled as mentally unstable. Their account's going to be questioned. Like, I got the rap of like having, the title of the experiencer's therapist, because whether you saw Bigfoot, you saw an alien, you feel like you've been abducted. I mean, I'm able to offer clinical support in that area too. And I don't value anything or dismiss anything anybody says, because I know for my own personal self, I've seen things that no one would even believe me. I mean, I've told people in my community and they still don't believe me. So I try to help validate people and their experiences and help them process them.
Interesting that you brought that up. There's another question here from Richard. I'm going to read it the way he typed it, so forgive me. Maybe you can understand this. It says, are kids mostly acceptable to the paranormal, like spirits they can say and no one else can? And do they grow out of it?
So logic becomes present in the brain in the prefrontal cortex about 7 years of age. What we've learned to date about highly sensitive children is that a lot of times they do have full recall of their past lives. They're sometimes old souls incarnating for certain purposes, missions, and to help heal the world. If that environment is not conducive to that, like if that child feels diminished in any way or discounted or isn't supported in their account of spirit, it literally will ebb itself out around 7 years of age. If it's supported and nurtured, and a lot of times we see this, we have kids that grow into adults that are extremely gifted, and they become very valuable healers and contributors to society in a spiritual means, if that is nurtured. So that's near and dear to my heart, because we have a lot of kids that we help.
Yeah. And another thing you take and consider in more layman's terms is kids are closer to the other side than us, right? They just came from the womb. They just came through from the other side, so to speak, if you can understand what I mean by that. Also, kids are not brainwashed. We are all taught, we're all adults, and we're taught that, none of that stuff exists, and it's fear-based. It is fearful. The unknown causes fear, and it freaks people out, right? Well, kids have no filter on that. They only know what they know. That's why you hear all these stories of kids having the imaginary friends. They're not really imaginary, folks. They're communicating with spirit, because they are not brainwashed like we are. They only know and talk about what they actually see and feel. So, you have to take that into account. And we all probably have someone we know or someone in our family that had imaginary friends, and you could see the kids playing with them. But they're probably most likely, in my humble opinion, again, is that they are communicating with spirit, of some sort.
They don't know they can't see them.
Right.
Like when you get a young child that's just reporting, and I have some crazy stories about that, of people that I didn't even know. I didn't know their parents. I didn't know the children. I have several stories where they knew me from a different life. And that little boy, I met him when he was 3.
He's still connected.
He's now 8. I believe so.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You're here.
and man, I lost my train of thought because somebody buzzed in on me.
He's like a little frog.
But yeah, we also we're going to be working on a new show in the upcoming years called Campfire Club. It's where we deal with kids dealing with paranormal issues, not necessarily all bad, but kids that have abilities, like Jen was saying, and she's going to be a mentor to them on the show with Christopher Garantano. You know, and this so. And I'll be like a host / doing what I do, but a type of a host on the show. And we'll be dealing with different kids that have abilities and other kids that are experiencing negative paranormal things, kids that have maybe done some stuff and opened up some doors that they shouldn't have been messing with. And, you know, that's kind of what we do too. We try to educate people on what not to do, because a lot of negative things can come out of it, you know?
Interesting.
Okay.
Alberto, do you have any questions for Dave or Serenity, or has Eddie pretty much covered it for you?
Yeah, Eddie covered all my questions.
Yeah, I see. Alberto stays safe over there. So,
Dave or
Okay.
Serenity, have you ever
Hold
been
on.
scared like by a spirit or a place you're investigating?
Well, in book number 2 of the Willow's Weep trilogy, right? Like his house that he owns, I will tell you, had a very hair-raising experience right here in Flatwoods, West Virginia, where an entity followed us home from a location.
Yeah.
And my vehicle almost got hit by a tractor trailer truck. My gas pedal stuck to the floor. It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, as far as being scared, I mean, there's been some pretty hair-raising times. You know, you can imagine I've literally done thousands of cases, investigated I can't even count all the locations I've investigated over these many years of doing this, but there's been some crazy things that have happened. I've been scratched and my head cracked by something, you know, unseen. And when you realize that something has that much power where it can affect us on this side of reality, right, and punch through from the other side and affect you physically, well, I would say putting a bruise or a scratch or whatever may occur, it's pretty hair raising. I've only left one place because I felt at the point it was too dangerous to stay in there and investigate. That's how negative it was over my time. And other than that, like, I've had scratches put on me. One time I was at Penhurst, to give you a quick example, excuse me, doing a live interview on camera, and my face started burning. I said, "Hey guys, there's something messing with my face right now, and it's starting to burn." And they put the camera really close and watch a scratch form right here. So, you know, that's just one of several things that's happened. It just happens like that. Jen says I'm what?
I say he's a physical medium. A lot of times physical mediumship actually will come through in a physical means. And since I've met him, he's opened up a ton. He's been gifted all of his life, probably because of just who he is and those near-death experiences he's experienced. I call that the afterlife upgrade, right? I'm being silly when I say that, but that's what it feels like. It feels like your whole DNA got upgraded when you have that transition through the veil experience. And he's really gone through a lot. I've never heard of anybody being that affected, at least in my career to this point.
But I mean, you know, over 30 plus years, I've had marks and stuff put on me maybe 6 times out of thousands of places. So it's a very rare, if you look at it numbers wise, it's a very rare occurrence, but it has happened to me several times. And it's not fun. It's pretty freaky, let me tell you.
They usually
6 times. I think one time would be enough for me.
Yeah, it's been pretty hairy a few times, but you know, that's what I do though. I mean, if you're strong in your faith and your belief system, you use that when it gets to the point where, hey, you feel something's very, very negative. And like I said, I only left one place because it felt like at any second, me and the guys that were there were going to be seriously attacked spiritually by something. And these things can attack you spiritually, mentally, and physically. Because they don't like you being of a positive nature and helping folks, because the old saying is the devil's greatest trick was to convince man he doesn't exist, right? And these things their sole mission is to destroy lives and gain souls for the devil. If you are a Christian belief system, we don't say any religion is worse or better than the other one. You know, it's as long as you have a good intent. and you're a good person. That's all that really matters, you know. Because mainstream religion is really corrupted in a lot of ways.
We focus more on the spirituality aspect of it. At least in my opinion, religion's a set of rules to connect, and spirituality is the raw connection in and of itself. So if you have a connection, that's great. That's all that matters. Like however you choose to connect is truly up to you. And going back to what I said about what scared me, you actually can see a clip of that from Dave's documentary. The filmmaker actually captured it on camera.
Oh, you're talking about the shadow figure? Yeah.
They asked me when I was the most scared. You know, that was probably the biggest thing. But I had not realized what had occurred, and it is a longer story. But actually liberated a soul from that entity, from that location, and I literally pissed it off, and it followed us back to West Virginia.
Like 8 hours away, and then all of a sudden on her way home, her gas pedal stuck to the floor, and she almost went head on with an 18-wheeler. Yeah. So, you know, these things can affect things because they don't like I said, they don't like us helping spirits, people, or the locations, because we try to heal all those things.
And healing a spirit that suffers from spiritual sickness, maybe it was a drug overdose or a murder or a suicide, like that that heaviness, talk about being heavy, right? Like you said earlier, that's really heavy energy, and sometimes, like, in order to transition peacefully or completely, a lot of times those issues have to be resolved. And spiritually speaking, most people will call that atonement. I feel like that's self-imposed, not God-imposed. So the spirit actually gets to choose whether they want to work on buffing that out, so to speak, or not. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty amazing. There's just so many layers to this.
Never a dull moment, Eddie, in that with Dave and Serenity.
If you guys could see our dinner conversations fly on the wall, you'd be like, whoa.
Let me tell you, can I tell you one little quick story about that? Because it's just amazing.
Hold on,
he makes the best lasagna, right? So he's bragging about this lasagna.
Hold on 1 second. We have a comment. Alberta, do you want to read the comment from the UK for, I don't know who it's for. It's for either.
That's hello from the UK. Great Britain. Does my crush know I have feelings for them?
Does my crush know I have feelings for them? That's for you.
You sure it's not for Dave?
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like yes. I feel like that's a yes. I mean, without tuning in completely, I feel like I could probably say about 75%. I'm certain that that's a yes.
Oh, he's asking if his crush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I took that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so somebody's actually asking you. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, I thought he was maybe knew you two and was just.
No, I don't know. It was somebody from the UK, which I do have a lot of fans around the world, but
I have clients everywhere too.
She has clients all over the world too.
Before I forget, since I asked Serenity about her book, Dave, do you want to tell people how they can get your book and books? Where they can go?
Yeah, you can just type Dave Spinks in Amazon under authors, and you'll see all my books pop up. You can also go to my website, it's DaveSpinksPI.com now. I had to shorten it and change it because it was a lot to type out, Dave Spinks Paranormal Investigator.com, so I just shortened it to DaveSpinksPI.com. And you can see on there like all the places I'll be appearing at around the country, speaking at different conferences, and what we're doing together, and more, So, and you can also book our haunted location if you're an investigator. Come and investigate the Shantytown Spirit Shack, as we call it. So, lots of stuff on there.
Lots of stuff. Okay, I know Serenity wanted to say something real quick. Eddie, do you want to ask Serenity something about, maybe you got a little crush going on with somebody?
No.
Eddie, you got maybe a baby somewhere with somebody you
want
something?
I have 3 kids and that's it. 3 kids and no more. That's it.
Well, you never know, Eddie. You gotta be sure, because I know you like to have fun out in the field, and we want to make sure that you're not going to get another 18 years of child support.
I hope not.
I thought about asking Serenity when she came in. I was like, okay, because my mom passed away almost a year ago, and like I was telling you, I don't want to know, but there's always feelings in you, like you want to know how they are. Mm-hmm. But when I really, really think about it, because I knew you were coming on, and I was like, you know what? It's probably best I don't know. It is what it is. And I, you know what I mean? People struggle with one because maybe
Yeah.
they don't want to hear something that they
How
don't
about
want to-
how about we say this, okay? How about I tell you when I sit for someone, I call it sitting for someone, I read them, right? I ask for their highest and best good. I only ask for what this is my personal how I do it, my process. I only ask for what they need to move forward with their life, purpose, path, and mission, and everything is done through the white light of the Holy Spirit. So I'm protecting us both, obviously, in a clean, energetic container. And then I'm only allowing what needs to come through for your highest and best good for you to move on. So a lot of people are afraid I'm going to tell them something bad, scary, when they're going to die, silly things. Like, and some people will ask me, what color their underwear are, just to see
Doesn't
it.
work like that.
It's more, I said yes to spirit when I died and I wanted a son. I said I would be of service to God in whatever aspect he needed me to be. Like, and when you say that, you really got to back it up, because I had no idea exorcism was going to be part of that. That was not my intention, right? I just wanted a beautiful baby, and I got one. I named him Adam. I was like, mad props, man. Thank you. But going back to your question, like, a lot of times people need that to heal. And as a grief counselor, I've seen things happen in 6 minutes that it took 6 months in therapy to do. So the value of this is so high, because I just see people healing on a soul level, so much more than maybe a psychological level, or just an emotional level, or compartmentally healing. This is like a holistic healing that, I mean, I have thousands of testimonials that would blow your mind, but most people leave feeling lighter or relieved in some way.
That's good to know. Eddie,
I'm good.
do you feel the same way like I do, or
It's not easy, guys. It's not easy.
Living with me too is hard for him, because there's things that I say to him, he's like, I didn't ask you that. I'm just like, well, you're my partner, like, you're my person, like, I need to tell you. He's like, I don't want to know that, and I don't want to do that. And I'm like, well, that's what Spirit said. So
Yeah.
and then
Sometimes you get what you don't want, and it just happens. But
so Dave gets best of all worlds right there.
yeah, well, my mom, both of us too. Both of our parents, her mom and dad are gone. My mom and dad are gone. My mom died when I was 22 years old. So, and I still struggle with that. I don't want her to tell me stuff about that, because it was so hard as a young man losing your mom, and that's, she was my rock. And when that's a traumatic experience, and it was probably the hardest thing, the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and so she'll just rattle off, "Oh, that's your mom doing." I'm like, Jesus.
Well, I'm respectful now. I'm respectful now.
But she can't help it. They're telling her to tell me this,
And it pressurizes me,
right?
Like, in a very deep way, and it will hurt my heart too. I'll feel what she's feeling, or I'll feel what he's feeling, and then I feel like no disrespect meant, but I have like psychic Tourette's. Like, stuff comes ripping out of my mouth sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, did I just say that? I'm so sorry. I don't even mean to say it. He's like, I told you not to tell me stuff like that. I'm like, I'm so sorry. We're just watching TV.
Because, something that personal, sometimes you have to be mentally prepared or want to heal that wound, so to speak. And if you're not, sometimes it's not easy to hear that stuff. Yeah. So
that's why I ask people, are you ready? Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's funny that I was asking right now, because my phone's ringing, and I was like, oh man, is that my mom? I was like, oh boy, the phone never really rings. Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah. Can I tell you one thing about your mom? And I feel like you can take this or leave this. Is it okay if I'm not? It's nothing personal. It's just very general.
All right, I'll do this for the guys here, because I know they won't. But yes, it's
general information, and this applies to everybody. But I'm going to help you tune into her yourself. Like, my job is to make you more of and a conducive tool to connect with spirit yourself. I don't want you to be dependent on me. I like to teach people how to know when somebody's with them or what's going on. So like I said, this is very vague and general, but there's two things specifically I feel like she does to you to let you know that she's there. Again, this can be to anybody, but specifically to you. Your left ear is ringing a lot. You do not have tinnitus. That is when energy that is entering into your energetic field is causing the vibration to go way up, because like unless you have significant ear damage, which I don't feel like you do, your left is the female side of the body. We're like a battery. The right is the male. We have polarities. One is negative, one is positive, and they have colors associated with them. So when the left side of the body, like your ear is ringing, it's like a phone ringing, like your phone just rang. And I was going to say that to you earlier, and I didn't. And then when the phone rang, I'm like, okay, I need to say this because that's a sign. So when your ear's ringing on the left side, that's your mom. And another way to tell that that is her is that you're smelling things that are not in your energy field. Like your smell, I feel like she has a smell, or like a very sweet, perfumey type smell. And I will tell you that spirit will let you know that they're there, because that's the first physical plane, right? To break the next plane, because the nose sticks off the face. So you're literally in a different dimensional reality when you're experiencing that. Their soul is with you. So it's just two things you can apply to understand for yourself what's happening.
Like if you ever hear that, the sound that goes like in your ear, real high pitched, that's usually spirit stuff.
And different tones are different spirits. It's a little complicated and it's a little bit quantum, but it's very, very scientific and very provable.
I got to tell you right now, when you started talking and saying, hey, I'm going to say this and that, my heart was kind of been racing the whole time, because I was like, okay, I know I didn't want to hear anything, but I did. And
it's a
normal.
Yeah, it's a very hard thing when you lose a parent, and it's trauma based.
Yeah. And as a therapist and as a counselor, there's so much I could do psychologically, emotionally, behaviorally, but like I've created a synergy session. So I incorporate the physical, we address the physical body needs, the psychological body needs, the emotional and behavioral body needs, but we have to start integrating energy. And then spirit is the center point of all of this. Because when I worked in drug and alcohol, even like people had holes in their soul. I mean, AA is based on the premise of a spiritual malady. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but that's a hole in the soul. And why we're not doing it that way is beyond me, because it works really well. I had an 81% retention rate in adolescent court mandated drug and alcohol. That's unheard of. That's like unbelievable, right? You know why? Because I told them we could talk about ghosts every Thursday. They came to their meetings. They wanted to know what I had to say, and they fulfilled their treatment plan obligations. So that was like a treat to them, but that was their spiritual component to their treatment program. It worked. And, my boss is like, you're out of the scope of practice. So I just kept going to get certified because I saw this working so well.
Understand. Eddie, this is heavy, Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more I got to ask. It's about pets. I'm a pet lover. A lot of people are pet lovers. It's actually a question from somebody else. It says, what about your loving pet that passed on? Is it possible for them to come back and visit you?
Absolutely. A lot of times people they'll set for a reading, and the very first being that comes through is a pet. They literally will show me where the residual imprints are. They will tell me about special toys. They will tell me about their passing and decisions that need to be made. There's a lot of healing that goes on there too, because, a pet is a very deep spiritual connection. That's fur babies for a lot of people, right? Yes. Just like losing a child. And I was raised on a beef cattle farm, and I thought I was exempt from communicating with animals because of how I was raised. And it wasn't until I communicated with a client's dog who physically presented to me, and my son saw the dog too. The dog died on the table with a dental procedure, which was really unexpected. And she literally rang my phone within 3 minutes of us seeing him going to school with my son.
There's been, video capture of ghost pets too. Over the years, numerous ones. People have caught someone's long dead cat or dog in the house with them during an investigation, because your animals also protect you from negative spirits too, whether you realize that or not. Especially cats. Cats are very they're kind of like on both sides of the fence,
Interdimensional.
and they can see things, and dogs too. I mean, numerous cases I've investigated over the years. You know, the families report their dog looking straight up into the air and barking its head off because something is trying to manifest in the house or is manifested in the house. And the pets are the first ones to warn you, hey, there's something bad going on here or something negative. And like if you have cats, if you know, you'll know what I'm talking about. Your cats normally will sleep with you on the bed, and they sleep on the corners of the bed, and they face outward because they're looking for any threats to come while you're sleeping. So there's a lot more to it that, you know, we could spend a whole show on that. But
You have a couple topics that we could do whole shows on.
All right. What I do want to do,
You guys have cats, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
we do. We have two.
did you
Oh,
see
I
wow.
wasn't
one?
just saying. I wasn't just
Eddie,
saying
come on,
things.
Eddie.
No.
Now we have a solid black and a calico.
Oh, you went solid black on
Tortoise
them.
shell.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Just want to make sure I wasn't saying things to you.
Yeah, you know what? I thought I saw a shadow too. I was like, what was I just wanted to keep quiet. I didn't want to say nothing.
You may have seen a shadow. You never know.
Okay.
And
we
our
have
cat's name is Shadow.
His shadow. Yeah.
yeah, I thought I saw like something go by a while ago by Serenity, and I was like, did I see something? And I just, I better not even say one word. Just let it go. But Alberto, we have to figure something out because we have a friend and a listener of our show. We call him the Bigfoot Hunter, and he always tells us all the time that a Bigfoot can carry 2 large hogs under each arm and hurdle fences, like on farms and stuff. He tells us all the time, and you know, we kind of laugh about it because he's always saying it all the time. And is this something in the Bigfoot realm people talk about, or I thought he just made it up?
No, there's been many accounts of farmers and people that have livestock of a Bigfoot and running off with a pig under its arm. I mean, I've encountered those myself over the years investigating this.
Oh, looks like they freaked them up.
I can't say because I wasn't there if it was really true or not, because I wasn't there obviously, but I have heard numerous stories from farmers and people that have farms around the country of similar situations like that.
Well,
and they do not like dogs. They've killed dogs in the past, people's dogs and whatnot, because the dogs don't like them. So
well, I guess that makes sense, huh?
One of the dogs that go after them and attack them, and they don't like that. So they, you know, after something that big, you know, same with bears. I mean, bears will attack dogs as well and kill mountain lions as well.
Very, very cool. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is one more time, if you guys want to go through how they can people can contact you, how they can find you on social media, and all the info like that. Like if they want to even hire you or just know more about you, how they can do that. And
Perfect. I'll go first.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Thanks. So you can contact me through all socials under Serenity Jenny. Instagram, I think I'm Serenity8675309 because I think I'm funny. You can give me a text or a call at 724-771-5562. That's a scheduling line that we have. And of course, you can go on my website, serenityjenny.net. There's a contact form there. I am going to be amending my schedule, so look for an online booking link so you can book when you want to have your readings or if you need anything. And I offer classes and a monthly membership's coming out here November 1st. So it's really just a lot of fun projects coming down the line for me. So, and my book is on Amazon, so you can find it there. Unapologetically Authentic.
And she will be on the Pittsburgh Channel 4
tonight.
Channel 4 News tonight. They did a big segment on her, so you can probably catch that on
WTAE Channel 4 Action News with Sheldon Ingram. We did a piece. He picked 2 locations. He was a little bit of a skeptic, won't lie.
Yeah, he took her to a haunted location of his choice.
I knew nothing about. I didn't even know where we were going until the day of. So I was completely blind about that, and we had some really cool experiences. So I'm looking forward to see how the segment comes out tonight.
Very, very cool.
Okay.
Dave?
Yeah, just my website, guys, www.davespinkspi.com, all my stuff's on there, my books and more. So just check it out. If you're an investigator, please come to the Shantytown Spirit Shack and investigate with us. We'd love to have you. We're doing a big project there. We're going to be doing a book on it, a docu-series, and you can be a part of that. So that's kind of what I'm known for, spending long-term, a lot amount of time in these haunted locations and really getting down and dirty and experiencing what families experienced in there.
And we're doing a lot of it for veteran suicide prevention and awareness as well.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Good cause.
Eddie, before we let our guests go, you got any final thoughts?
Just be safe. I mean, the spiritual realm, I think, is no joke.
It's not a joke. It's real deal stuff.
Yeah.
I agree, Alberto. Remember,
Yeah.
Alberto, whatever you say can be held against you.
We're open to all opinions, guys. We don't, if you don't subscribe to this stuff, it's fine with us. We just know we live this life daily. This is our real life. This is what we do. We're boots on the ground people. We're actually out there doing it. We're not actors. This is the life we live. So
It's not a show. It's the real deal.
We are the show.
The show.
It is us.
Yeah,
You are
the
the
show's
show.
just a bonus. We get to showcase some of the stuff we do on the shows we're on. So,
We get to educate, empower, and enlighten people, and I think that's the most rewarding part for both of us.
yeah, exactly.
Very cool, Alberto. Got any final words for our guest?
No, Ed covered it all.
Eddie covered it all. Okay, that's a safe way to do it.
Okay.
Well, Dave Serenity, I want to thank you so much. That was so much cool information. It's very interesting and scary and not scary. It's there's so much I guess you could really get into, and there's a
Scary
lot
and
of people that are
informative.
into that. What's that, Eddie?
It's scary
Informative.
and informative.
Yes, and everybody that's listening and watching either on our podcast or live stream, if you want to get a hold of them, we'll post the links after the show in the comment box and then on our page. And like they said, they are the show. This is what they do. This is their life. And it's not like us. We come on and do a show and we're done.
So thank you guys for having us. We really
Thanks so much.
appreciate the comments and the time and your time.
Yes, this was awesome, and we're gonna have you back when you guys get your show ready to go. Or I think I heard you said you had a movie coming out. Eventually.
My
Yeah.
first debut.
That's her first one,
Yeah.
but she's going to be making some worldwide headlines here before too long. Because let me tell you, I've seen her do some amazing things, guys. And I come from the skeptics background, so law enforcement. That's what I used to investigate, and I've seen her do something there's no way she could have done without spirit interaction. So it's phenomenal.
This movie is going to be good.
Yeah, it's a whole different look on hauntings. And the director and producer Christopher Garantano is a phenomenal director and producer and movie maker. And this is not your reality ghost show, folks. This is some amazing stuff. And we hope you guys can when we go to put it out on social media, you guys want to have us on, and you can see some of the trailers on our Facebook for it. But it's going to be a whole new look at this stuff in a different way, and he presents it so well. We're super excited to be working with him because we're all about the real stuff, not the reality ghost shows you see on TV. And he presents it; it's all real with him. He doesn't want the BS Hollywood stuff. He worked with Hollywood just like me. We don't like the way Hollywood does stuff. We want to show the real stuff, and that's what we're all about.
Very cool. Well, I'll tell you what, when it's ready to come out, why don't you come back on the show and we'll promote it. We'll help you promote it. And also, if you can send us the link to, you said you have a little cuts and clips of it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
We'll post it on our stuff too, and let people get a little taste of it before it comes out. How's that sound?
Right on. Sounds good, guys.
And thank you for the left ear ringing thing. I'll
You're
just take
welcome.
that's safe, and I feel cool with that. So thank you.
Good.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Bye bye. Take care.
See ya.
Have a good night.
All right. That was Dave Spinks and Serenity Jenny, people. You've heard how to get a hold of them. We'll post the links later after the show. And Eddie, why didn't you ask for something, Eddie? You didn't want to know if you had a baby somewhere?
I'm good. No, I know what I have.
Okay, I just could you imagine if she came on and go, Eddie, you have 3 kids that you don't know about.
But I
She
What if
makes
she said what if she said they're grown up already and they play for the Dodgers? Then would you want to hear more?
yes, I would.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman
All-
is his long lost son.
All of a sudden,
All of a sudden,
Eddie
No,
has
it's-
3 sons that ended up playing on the Dodgers and he didn't even know. 'cause-
interesting stuff.
No,
Yes.
with Eddie's luck, Eddie took out one of his old families and they're trying to make contact. Turned in Eddie. We're
Oh,
buried
man.
under this tree.
Well, anyway, yeah,
you know what,
very
I should-
informative stuff.
Should ask her what happened to my dog, huh?
Eddie, they were right here. I
Which
kept
do we
asking
know?
you.
I didn't think about it till now.
You know what she probably would have said? She's all, you let the dog out in that coyote-fested neighborhood of yours? How dare you?
He left it on the leash for him.
Oh boy.
Let me see. Beth Allen. Okay. Serenity's in the chat.
Mhm.
Yes, Serenity and Dave, that was a very good interview. I was very when I said, okay, you can tell me something,
Mhm.
my heart was racing the whole time. I'm
I
glad
bet,
she just
yeah.
kept it at that. That was it. Didn't tell me nothing like,
I
hey,
was waiting for your mom to scold you from the other side.
no, because it's funny when she was talking,
goddamn,
my
son,
phone
stop.
started ringing, and I was like, oh, what the hell's going on?
She's like, "Damn, son, stop doing that in your room
Oh,
every
stop
day."
it. I guess I should have just asked her, hey, does she know when I do this stuff?
Just tell my mom to look away, please.
Stop it.
Mom, when I'm walking in there with the paper towels,
Oh, here we
go visit Kenny for a while.
Yeah, I wanted to ask her. I go, hey, is she okay? I wanted, but I don't want to hear. But I do. You know what I mean? Is that weird?
I'm sure she's okay. Yeah, no,
I'm
it's not
sure
weird.
she is. In my
It's not
heart, she's
weird.
okay. But when you ask somebody like a psychic medium,
Mhm.
I was, if I would have asked, she probably would have told me something that I only know and me and my mom know, and then
Yeah.
I probably would have started crying here. We had to. It would have been the Alberto and Eddie show. Alberto and Eddie take over the M25 show. Steve retired live on the air.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have heard that. She could have said something only me and my mom know.
Yep.
I don't know if I could handle that.
Well, let's see.
I don't know, Eddie.
Next year.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Steve, Eddie, Alyssa, Alberto. My maiden name was Schwartz. Would love to connect with Michael.
Oh boy.
Michael. Oh, Michael.
Michael Schwartz.
That's the one that says howdy guys all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, I can calm down now. I'll tell you that just that 3 minutes she was talking, I was hoping she didn't say anything that like that. My heart was racing like 130 beats a minute, Eddie.
I believe it. I believe it.
See, this is what happens, Alberto. It's a Halloween. Thanks for having us. No problem, Dave. Very, very, both of you, very good interview. It was very good. I'm going to be posting clips throughout the weekend of you guys.
Speaking of,
little 1 minute
kids
clips.
still trick or treat?
Do kids still trick or treat? You want to ask her
Yeah.
that?
No,
I
I'm
can answer
saying,
that for you. Yes.
I just
Not
haven't
a-
seen
not a-
that many trick or treaters anymore. Like these past couple
Well, not
of
at Steve's
Halloweens.
house. He turns off the lights.
Well, you know what?
No.
At these prices of the candy bags, yeah, I'm going to do that tonight. Turning off the lights. $25 for a bag of candy.
And
Who
not that
buys
much.
who buys just one bag of candy?
Yeah, you need multiples.
At least two. At least two. That's $50 right there. What the hell happened?
Just buy a bag of M&Ms to give them one M&M.
just open the bag and just say, "Hey, grab your hand in there."
Get a box of Nerds and just give them one little green.
Yeah. What can you pass out that's, it's not too. You know how some people say they're going to put out a bowl of rice and they, hey, take one little kernel. I mean, what could you actually give out that's it's not,
Well, I
the
mean,
candy's
and
out of control. $25 for a little bag. I mean, not
And you're-
little, but
and you're out of luck too because the 99-cent stores all shut down, so you can't get the cheap candy.
see, they got us everywhere, Eddie. They were smart.
Yeah,
Shut down the 99-cent stores. Now they really got us.
Dollar Tree.
$25 $8 for a medium-sized bag of candy, Eddie.
Well, it depends. Like,
I mean the decent candy, okay? Like
I mean,
I
you
guess
don't
you
want
can get the Dum-Dums, a big bag for what,
Tootsie
10,
Rolls.
$15?
the candy nobody wants.
Yeah, the candy nobody wants. I guess we could give out the candy nobody wants. But the kids, the whole thing is for the kids. You want to give them. That's what they dress up and they go. You're going to give them candy and they go home excited, looking through the bag, and they
Yeah.
pour it out and they see the shit we give them. Say, who gave me a Dum-Dum sucker the size of a BB on a stick?
Just one, too.
Just one. Just and the
I
stick's
mean, I
broken
think-
too.
Yeah, you can get a bag like 100 for like $13. I mean, but still, I mean, you're that house. You know, they're watching as you put it in. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they know. They look in the little bucket when you hold it too.
Yeah.
They want to see what kind of people you are.
you got to get like some kind of plastic bags that are kind of dark so they don't know.
Yep.
But then they know. With the,
Maybe if I
Steve's
just
ahead.
buy a big bushel of grapes and just give them a grape.
or you're gonna get a lot of eggs in your house.
I got a comment from Carrie. Alberto, you want to read that one?
They do a lot of truck or treats nowadays. Hardly anyone walks door to door. We live in crazy days.
Truck or treat or trunk and treat? Is it
Trunk
trunk
or-
and treat or
trunk or
truck?
I don't know. It could be because I've heard trunk and treat, trunk or treat. So
Okay.
maybe down in Arizona it's the back of
Truck
a
it.
truck or something.
Truck or treats? Is that where you go truck to truck and just trick or treat?
So I guess they'll do like a parking lot, like at a school or something, and then I guess you'll drive down there with your candy, and they just circle all the cars in the parking lot.
Eddie, okay, Eddie, did you buy
Yeah,
candy
we're-
for tonight?
I did.
Did you buy the good candy or did you buy the? Oh, look at this guy. He's
He's gonna give them natural
Let's see
wonders.
the bag. That's the only bag you bought?
That's
No,
it for the
I
neighborhood.
I
Yeah,
got several.
that's just the original size bag. Okay, so what'd you buy? Like buy two get one free thing?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
he took advantage of the sale,
Get
and
two, get one
and,
free.
and he had to mark them down too.
I thought that Eddie bought one bag of Nestle Crunch bars. How many are there? Like 20?
It's probably enough for the kids.
Eddie
to come
probably
around here.
gonna get it and
So,
crack it in
kid-
half. Or,
Kids, if you're going to treat at Eddie's house, make sure you're the first of 40.
yeah, get there quick because he's
You
only
know-
got a bag.
You know, like when you go to the stadiums and they have the giveaway, for the first 30,000 in attendance. For Eddie, the first 24 kids to show up.
First
get
20,
candy.
first 20 kids that show up get a.
I got a good
And-
idea, Eddie.
And
Why don't
Eddie,
you buy a bunch of those Dodger sweaters you're wearing? Like buy about 500 of them and pass them out for gifts.
I don't think the kids would want that.
Well, how do you know?
Well,
You're wearing one?
I guess Eddie's also stopped his Capri Sun giveaway.
No, yeah, we usually do Capri Suns.
Eddie got
Nah.
sued. Eddie got
Nah,
sued
nah.
from that.
Some kid poked his eye out with a straw.
Yeah, and then they were having that trouble with that stuff on the bottom. With that, what was that?
The mold.
Yep.
Are we do,
Eddie was giving moldy
Capri
Capri
Suns.
Suns out.
Expired 2 years ago.
Oh, that's why it was on sale, marked down.
What is it with
The kids are looking at that. Man, they haven't made this packaging in like 3 years.
Yeah,
It's the
it
old-
doesn't-
cherry flavor? What is it? What is it with the cherry flavored Capri Sun? How come kids don't like that?
Cherry's not that good.
yeah, I don't. It doesn't sound very thirst quenching. A cherry drink. To me, it
'Cause
doesn't.
Yeah, it just seems like kids don't like the cherry. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Eddie,
well,
was, Eddie
if
was
you
spent,
took
like,
a
the
big
next-
drink, Alberto, would it be thirst quenching to you
It
compared
could.
to a glass of lemonade Capri Sun?
I mean, I don't.
Or
could.
strawberry kiwi, or
Like,
the,
let's say you're out running around,
I
we're
don't want
playing
the fruit
baseball,
punch.
and we're sweating, and we're okay. It's break time. We're gonna get a thirst quenching drink. Are you gonna pick up a cherry drink? Or are you gonna pick up a lemonade or
Cool
fruit
Blue.
punch?
Gatorade Cool Blue.
We're talking about his favorite
talking about
Capri
Capri
Sun.
Sun.
I get the fruit punch.
Yeah, I wouldn't get cherry. It just doesn't sound.
You want the Pacific Cooler?
It's like getting okay. Let's get a gallon of milk and take a big chug after we've been sweating playing baseball all day.
It doesn't sound too quench thirsty.
It doesn't.
Milk.
Oh
You
my
gotta
god!
tell the kids, just try it. You'll like it.
Yeah.
I think is Carrie. You think Carrie's dressing up this year as Dolly Parton? Our
Let's
friend
ask
from
her.
Arizona. What do you
I
think,
don't know.
Eddie?
I don't think so.
I think she's going to be Dolly Parton. She's the one that says she's very blessed up there, right?
Then we should get dressed up as Dolly Parton.
Why? What's wrong with Dolly?
There's nothing wrong with her.
Damn,
You think she will?
I think so. I'm going to be the nun. Oh, she's going to be one of those nuns that she's got. How you going? You're going to be a nun with those big old bazookas?
The sexy nun.
A pregnant nun.
A pregnant nun? What the hell's that? Because she's
My
got big boobs?
My ex-wife was a pregnant nun for one home.
Oh, here we go. Eddie, just stop, Eddie. Let it go.
Eddie defiling the church. No wonder that marriage didn't last.
No, she
You know
just,
what? What would happen?
Eddie put her up to it, I think.
No, I think Eddie is. He's a good guy. You know, anybody that can still be friends with his ex-wife. That's pretty good. You know. Yeah,
See,
a pregnant nun sounds good. So I guess the nun was. What kind of nun would you call that gets pregnant? A naughty nun?
a naughty nun.
Damn,
Not a
because
nun. Not a nun.
They're not supposed to have sex, really, are they?
No, they're not supposed to at all. That one really.
Is this the reason for the Halloween get up, Carrie? Okay, I don't want. You know what? I love. Okay, but there's some good looking nuns out there. I don't want to say nothing bad. I'm not saying nothing bad, Eddie. Don't put words in my mouth.
Oh man, Steve's been peeking in the convent.
No, but there's some pretty nuns.
Yeah, sure there is.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that. I know Alberto's waiting for me to say the wrong thing, but not today. Not today, Alberto.
There was one of the versions of Les Miserables with oh god, what am I blanking on it? But not the musical, but I think the previous one, like from the late '90s, and I think Claire Danes was playing the girl that gets taken, and they're going to make her a nun, and I think I forget the characters, but the guys pretending to be the dad. They got to flee or something, and I think the priest tells them, a pretty nun is the waste of a woman.
Oh,
so
well, there's some pretty ones because I don't know, Eddie. You think you could ever fall for a nun, or would you feel dirty? Is it okay? Like, say you saw a nun and she's real pretty, and you got a little crush. Is that innocent? Just like, wow, she's pretty, and it's just innocent, right?
Yeah, if you're attracted to her, there's nothing wrong with being attracted to someone.
Okay, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. We got our own medium here on our show. Eddie just said everything I think is okay. Thank you, Eddie.
There's nothing wrong with being attracted to someone as long as that. What I'm trying to say, as long as you don't act on.
Don't ask them out.
Yeah, especially.
Okay.
I think the Bible says impure thoughts are also a sin.
Yeah,
okay. We've said enough now. Stop.
Lusting after a woman is a sin too. So, if you have it.
What if how about this? Since Carrie's going to be a pregnant nun, is it okay if I ask her if she can sign her bra and send it to me?
You can.
Nuns punish naughty boys.
Punish naughty boys.
Well, I think I'm a good man.
You're not a boy.
Eddie. It's Halloween, Eddie.
Yes, it is.
Halloween today. You guys in a good mood, right? Your team won.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a good mood, right? Happy.
Very happy.
I'm very. Besides Carrie, me getting her bra signed, I'm still upset about Eddie never inviting us to his haunted house he has every year.
I don't have a haunted house.
That haunts me every year.
No, forget it. It's the 4th of July bash. He never invites us to.
No, but remember the haunted house too? He had the nerve to come on the show and talk about how great it was going to be. He never even asked us to come by.
It got canceled. It was COVID year.
Oh yeah.
Stop it. No, this was not the COVID year.
He was going to start the tradition in 2020, and then it got
canceled.
I was hearing like, man, this thing sounds good. So I'm waiting the whole show for him to say, hey guys, you're free to come by. And then we ended the show and never talked to him again.
Right.
We had to go online and buy the tickets.
I can't believe it, Eddie. I thought we were cool with you.
Eddie was charging
Mhm.
$50 for early entry.
Damn. That's just to us. Regular price
Yeah.
was $25 to get in. What is that
Instead of,
noise?
instead of the show discount, it was a show upcharge.
Do you have
No,
anything going on this year, Eddie? Or
No, not this year.
okay,
The Eddie Spectacular.
no maze or haunted house or nothing like that.
Mm-mm.
All right. I believe you.
Not this year.
I'm gonna pass out today. Alberto, you gonna do anything or just
I'll
shut
be
your light
asleep.
off? All right. There
Door
you go.
closed, lights off.
There you go.
Put a sign on the door. Don't knock.
Just turn. Oh, you don't need it. You don't have a light, do you?
Not one that I can control.
All right. Well, let me see here. Well, it's Halloween, everybody. Be safe out there. Watch if you're out driving. Watch out for the little ones out trick or treating. They'll be driving stupid.
You know how you're supposed to turn off your light if you don't have candy?
Yes, sir.
What if you have a motion sensor and the light comes on?
Well, you can turn it off. You turn the switch off. Come on, Eddie. What's the matter with you? It only works if the switch is on. Eddie he's very mean to kids. He's a very mean to
what if you have one of those solar motion lights that they charge in
Then
the
I
day?
guess you know what you do, Eddie? You go outside and you unscrew the light bulb.
Just
Eddie.
Put a sign out. No candy. Go away, kids.
Yeah, you might as well Eddie, just open the door and go, hey, can't you? I don't have nothing. Go. Go. Get out. Get out of here.
What do you guys want? Get the hell out of here.
You can put something like
the cost of everything's so high. How do you think I want to feed you kids? I can barely feed myself.
Eddie's going to take candy from their bags.
Oh boy.
my neighbor used to put up a big old scary thing. Kids would be scared to walk up to his house. So he just bypassed his house.
Eddie's going to put a beware of dog sign on his front door.
Beware of Maximus.
Oh,
I remember when we moved into one house one time just before Halloween, and we had candy. We were all waiting for kids to show up. Nobody showed up, and then we noticed we didn't have a dog, but there was a beware of dog sign outside. So nobody came in.
Well, Alberto, do you have any words of Halloween that you could spread to our listeners on the podcast listening and live stream?
Halloween's for kids. Adults don't dress up.
Huh?
Damn.
I went to a place on Saturday, and there was a lot of grown-ups dressed up, drinking beer, and
Yeah, the losers.
Well, I think you could dress up if you're going to a party, but maybe not trick or treat. How about if you just get dressed up and go to party and party?
mm-hmm.
No.
You ever seen those slasher movies where the girls get all dressed up, all hot and sexy, and
Yep.
those are the times right there.
It's a work/school night. Stay home, everyone.
There's no school tomorrow.
Well, it's maybe some schools.
There's a parade tomorrow.
There's a parade, so if people don't want to go trick or treating and you want to shut your lights off, and just tell the kids no Halloween this year.
Yeah, you got to get up early for the parade. So go to bed early. Yeah, you better get down there early, okay? You get your spot.
Really.
Just watch it on TV. Best seat in the house.
That's my plan.
Eddie, hand out candy. Don't be mean. I don't know why, Eddie. That's also only in the bad spot. Don't hand out foiled covered rocks.
That's Steve's Halloween.
Damn, even wrap them in foil too, huh? Why not just throw it in the rock? I don't want to. Foil's high too. Foil's expensive too. At least the rock, I can go dig it up in my yard.
Eddie's gonna eat all that candy. Just keep the wrappers, put rocks in it, and then steal them up again.
Eddie, you know what would be good. I'm not this kind of guy, but it's something Eddie would probably do. Trick or treaters would come, right? And Eddie would he would have his candy bag. He'd put it in a bowl, right? And you go, oh, here's your candy. Give him one each, right? Every time he puts it in the bowl, he puts his in there and grabs 2 or 3 of theirs.
One for you, 2 for me.
I remember Eddie wouldn't rig, like the yo-yo string. So here you go. The kids think they got their candy.
So Eddie makes out more than the kids that
There you
night.
go. Yeah.
Oh,
He gets one of those sticky. I guess he gets one of those sticky hands, and like
No, I
three
wouldn't do
candies
it.
come out.
Trick or treating was fun. I remember when I was a kid. It was fun.
I like passing out candy. I like seeing the
Yeah,
costumes.
it's nice to see. Yeah, things kids come up with. I mean, some costumes are bought, but there's some creative.
creative.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know what? Next year, I think we're gonna have a M25 show costume party. Like, we're actually gonna go to a party.
All right.
I don't know whose party. Whose
We're gonna
party?
crash.
Who's gonna have the party? Eddie?
We're gonna crash a party.
No, we're gonna
Crash
have
a
our own party. We ain't crashing no party. Our party's gonna be the party. People want to crash.
Party of the year. You heard it here first, folks.
Party of the damn year. I'm passing out Bigfoot eggs. Oh, here we go.
Bigfoot eggs.
My son said he is going to be the scariest person ever.
Are you gonna dress up like Steve?
Oh, what is? Is he gonna put an M25 shirt and sunglasses on? Carry?
Would you eat a Bigfoot egg, Steve?
Hell no. Imagine trying to boil that sucker. Yeah. There is no Bigfoot eggs. Bigfoot, they have intercourse like humans, don't they?
I don't know.
Well, they don't push out an egg and have a Bigfoot baby.
They don't sit on it like chickens.
No, they have a vagina.
You think so?
So you guys look so surprised. How do you think they?
Have you witnessed a Bigfoot birth or what?
Bigfoot have sex like humans. They have, the male has a wiener,
right,
and the woman has a.
They could be a marsupial. Nobody's really checked them.
Oh, you mean they create by themselves? What do you mean?
They could carry their kid in the pouch.
Oh, God, stop it! So like a kangaroo?
Yeah.
So a Bigfoot is half kangaroo now?
He's a mix of every animal.
Okay, look, I'm talking like Bigfoot are real, okay?
He carries his eggs in a pouch.
It's a bigaroo.
I don't know. Imagine the birth of a female Bigfoot having a Bigfoot baby. The smell. Oh, God. Oh.
Well, cows have babies. I mean, cows are big. Elephants have.
Okay, cows, yeah, probably stinks. But imagine a Bigfoot who been running in the wild for hundreds of years, finally squirting something out of that thing.
Oh boy!
Especially over there. Let's say they have it in Santa Ana, where the Santa Ana winds are kicking up. Oh shit! He's gonna stink up the whole nation, the Orange County, LA nation. Well, who's gonna deliver it?
A Bigfoot
That's what I'm saying.
Who delivers?
There's no Bigfoot hospital.
Do they have litters, or do they just have one?
I guess they're just like animals. They have it in the woods,
Yeah,
but how many? Do they have more than one? Like, do they have like 9 or 10?
Richard needs to get back on the
over the years, I think.
No, they say Bigfoot's pregnant, right? And they're gonna have a kid. Do they have a litter of babies, or do they have one like son and daughter?
No, I think they just have one.
I assume. Well, I mean, it could be like humans. Maybe they have triplets if they're lucky, but it's probably just a single birth, usual.
Just one.
And they have like regular intercourse. Like, they put it in until they finish and it swims up to the egg.
Yeah.
Is that how it works, Eddie? I don't know.
I think so.
So you believe then, Eddie?
Yeah, I believe
You believe there's a Bigfoot?
Yeah, according to.
Well, you have to. We're all talking about how the woman's going to get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Eddie, get out of here. This is obscene. So, what is your son going to be? Before we get out of here, Carrie, we're going to have to get going pretty soon. What is your son going to be? Be the scariest person ever, guys? What do you think the kid's going to be? What is the scariest thing to you guys? The scariest thing you can think of?
You.
I don't
Eddie.
know.
You take things too serious, man.
I don't know. I don't know what the.
What's something that was scary would scare the heck out of you?
Everybody's frozen.
I think you're just frozen, Eddie.
I don't
Yeah,
know what the scariest.
Okay, how about a monster or dress ups, whatever, something scary, like Michael Myers, the devil.
I think Freddy Krueger's more scary than Michael Myers.
So, Freddy Krueger, if you were locked in a closet with Freddy Krueger, you'd be scared
Mm-hmm. I sure would be.
with no lights on,
Oh God.
naked.
Yeah, I'd be scared.
Alberto, what's a scary person or fake person for Halloween or whatever?
I don't know. Any normal standard human is scary to me.
Come on, man. Like Freddy's not scary to you, or
Freddy's not real.
yeah, we know that. Somebody
He's
that's
not
not real that's scary, like could be scary if they were real.
So if somebody got burned up, yeah, that'd be scary to me.
So Freddy's the one?
Yeah.
Oh,
a tax collector.
just have him dress up
Well,
as inflation.
That would be very scary to Steve. He's owed for the past 3 years.
Oh, stop it. I pay my taxes. I'm a good citizen, Eddie. I follow the law and I pay my taxes. Stop it. Be putting out fake news. Matter with you.
Why don't you wear your dress shirt and tie for the show?
Not
Your
for
sticker.
Halloween. I'm going to start wearing that every show after today.
All right.
Every show.
All right.
I think I might even have I might even have a special show on Tuesday.
Good for you.
Live coverage. Big day. It's a big day for everybody.
Tune into the M25 show election day special.
That's right. Tuesday. Big day, everybody.
Until it's resolved. So we'll be nonstop until
if it takes a week, we're going live of the full week.
Sometime in January.
We're going live. We're never shutting off. We're going to keep the stream going.
We're quitting our jobs.
Massive.
No showers. We'll be all beards and everything.
That's right.
We'll be like those gamers that get those people that game that eat that poop in buckets and.
Yep, that's gonna be us.
Gamers poop in buckets.
Yeah.
What? Where do you hear these things, Eddie?
From
I
Will.
heard it from gamers.
So what do? They just get up and then move their cheeks over to the side and poop in a bucket?
It's a bucket with water, and that's what they do their business with because they're too busy gaming.
Why is there water in the bucket?
So they can
to catch
Want it to splash up on their cheeks?
no, so they can just dump it in the toilet when they're instead.
You can't dump it dry, or it's already moist, isn't it?
Yeah, but it sticks to the bucket.
This show's taking a turn for the worse.
Eddie, I cannot believe that you would turn to this disgustingness.
On Halloween, damn it.
What is wrong with you?
That's what gamers do.
So they put water in it so they don't leave no skid marks.
Yeah, so it's easy. It's just easy to dump with the water and everything. It's like a toilet. There's water in the toilet.
Sounds like to me Eddie has investigated this because I've never heard anything like this.
I've heard people tell me that.
So how much water do you have to put? Is it like a Home Depot bucket or is it
like
smaller?
Home Depot bucket.
So it's pretty tall. So you tell me to sit over it and you drop the bomb. That thing's not going to splash up water. That's a high bucket.
Well, it's the toilet. The toilet splash up all the time now.
It
depends what you got going on.
Even homeless people use toilets like that. They do buckets.
So it doesn't matter. Just a little water so it don't stick, or do you put half full or?
No, just enough to. I guess enough to cover the. Just enough, I guess.
I'd like to apologize to our podcast listeners that
if you're still hanging on.
Yes, this is not us.
We don't endorse it. These are Eddie's opinions and Eddie's only, and not the M25 show.
Yeah.
Like say you went to the mountain, there's just no toilets. Would you go in the bucket or would you go in the
dig a hole in the dirt.
I can just go in the grass. I'm gonna dig a hole. I'm just gonna plop down right there like an animal would do. What do you think? An animal goes and digs a hole and makes a whole toilet and goes poop?
No, they don't. But
You just
I think
go on the grass.
would be more comfortable in the bucket and sitting on the bucket.
Well, I think the bucket would hurt your butt cheeks. Imagine sitting hard on that thing and make a ringing dent on your butt.
You fall in, you get stuck.
Oh. Oh, you got to call 911 for them to pull it off.
You stand up and the bucket stuck to your ass.
Oh, no, you're like, you can't.
Firefighters have to come with a crowbar
Jaws of life.
to break the seal.
Then they bust it off, and it's got your droppings
Well,
in there.
well, at that point,
man.
it's splashed. Now at that point, it's splashed on your ass, so it's all over your backside.
Yeah, but then they're trying to get it off with the jaws of life, and once they pop it open, it just splatters everywhere. Eddie, I don't know why
They have you lie
talk
down.
to me.
They're going to hit it with a sledgehammer.
Oh, sure. Damn. They don't know what you're doing, and you're too embarrassed to tell them that you're pooping in a bucket. So like, okay, let's just hammer this sucker.
It was for fishing. And I just fell down on it.
You just fell down. You fell down ass first with no pants on.
Yeah. All right, we believe you, sir. It splashes everywhere.
Let's see here. The game was good last night. Glad the Dodgers won. That's Carrie from Arizona.
Yes.
So Carrie, you're not a Diamondback fan? Are you from California originally, or you're just happy the Dodgers beat the Yankees? There's so many scenarios here, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Or she could be a Dodger fan from Arizona.
She could be. She could be.
Well, it's been a fun Halloween, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just beginning, you know.
Yeah.
See, we've
Just
had a good show. It's been nice and PG, don't you think? Nothing was naughty.
Until the end.
Well, that was Eddie. That's disgusting. That's not just like naughty, like sex naughty. That's just dirty, like filthy. That's just
That's scatological.
filthy. I'm a D-backs fan. So how do you feel about a D-backs fan liking that the Dodgers won? She must really not like the Yankees.
She just wanted to
Are
stay
you
in
guys
the National
rivals? Are you guys rivals or no?
League. Yes.
Oh, really?
The
So she
Diamonds
must
and
not.
the Diamondbacks and Dodgers, yes. They're in the same division.
So what? Why was she going for the Dodgers then?
Maybe because they're in the National League.
Damn, Eddie, you answering quick, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like baseball in general. You got a girl here that like baseball, Eddie.
That's good.
It's good. Girls that like sports.
I think if the Dodgers wouldn't like, I would be rooting for a National League team, unless it was the Angels, and I'd be rooting for the American Angels.
I get you. She likes football too. Or do you want to ask her who she likes, Eddie? Or are you going to just think it's the Cardinals?
The Cardinals.
Who do you think she likes? Probably Cardinals.
I'm gonna say the Cardinals.
Alberto, that's pretty obvious, right?
I don't know.
It could be anything. Who do you like,
Mhm.
Carrie? Football team. We know you like a D-backs fan. Well, guys, it's been a nice show today.
Mm-hmm.
The first holiday of the ending of the year holidays. I call Halloween a holiday for us because we treat it like a holiday for our show. Because it's a fun thing, and I wasn't sure what we're gonna do today, but I thought that was good to have a medium on and a paranormal investigator. What do you think, Eddie?
Yeah, it was good.
I liked it.
Fit-
I think they did a
fits the
great
occasion.
job.
Fit the occasion.
Well, folks, what do you think? Should we wrap it up?
Mm-hmm. We're waiting for
Um,
Carrie to answer the question.
Oh yes, Carrie. Yeah,
What
we're
is
just here for you. We're not signing
Mm-hmm.
off until you answer.
Let's leave it for a cliffhanger next show.
And she never listens to the show ever again.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting for her to answer. Okay, everything's good.
All right.
I get breaking news too. I make sure everything's all right. Well, I guess she is going to keep us hanging, Eddie.
Yep.
So maybe we can check back later on the comments. I'm sure she put it. She's probably trying to move those big boobs out of the way so she can type. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Eddie, you want to give a shout out to our sponsor real quick before we get out of here?
Yes. Or shout out to Natural Wonders. Keep those products coming.
Eddie sure doesn't have to make a sale. Good thing he doesn't sell cars. Everybody would be walking. Naturalwonders.com. That's Natural Wonders, and Wonders is spelled with the Z at the end. And if you go on naturalwonders.com, they have natural health and beauty products for men and women. And they have a lot of things to choose from. And when you buy online and put it all in your cart, whatever you buy, and put in the promo code, the M25 show, you'll get 25% off your entire order every time. Because what they do, Natural Wonders, if you're a first-time buyer, you get 25% off. The first time only. After that, you pay regular price. But if you listen to M25 show and you get the M25 show code, you put it in the little, what are those box called? Promo box?
Promo box.
Coupon
Promo
box. And you get 25 all the time, every day, all day. Just because you watch a show and they're our sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good stuff. Eddie uses it all the time. Right,
I do.
Eddie?
Yes, I do.
Ask. Eddie's got it. Eddie must have his whole. There it is. He liked that hemp.
Mm-hmm.
Does it smell a little like weed or no?
No, it smells like pineapple.
Hemp? I thought hemp was weed. Or
This
it's
is
hemp pineapple.
Yeah, it's Pineapple Express. It smells like pineapple. It smells good.
Yeah, and they also have products for animals.
Animals.
Dogs and cats, and they got everything, all natural stuff. Everything's natural, Eddie.
For Bigfoot too, huh?
If you have a Bigfoot and you want to shower him, yes, I guess you could use Natural Wonders on them. All right, guys. Go check out our website at the m25show.com for all information about our show, past podcast episodes, present podcast episodes, and future show episodes, and links to our live streams, YouTube, and anything else I'm missing that's on there, Alberto?
Nope, that's all.
Pretty much everything. Just go on there and just scroll through all. There's different pages on there. Don't just look at the front page and go, oh, look how pretty. There's nothing on here to really see except a YouTube live stream. There's no info on here. You got to go. There's different pages in there, like drop down boxes. Is there drop down boxes on that thing?
I believe so.
Yeah, just look for the little things where you click and drop down box, and you can check out all the pages that are in there. And that is it. Until next week, have fun. Have a safe Halloween. And remember,
Eddie's eating the candy already.
He didn't buy those for the kid. He bought them for himself.
That's for the kids.
Eddie trick-or-treated for himself.
Eddie's trying them out, make sure they're good. He takes a bite and wraps it back up. Kids go home, open it up. There's a big old teeth mark in it.
Mommy, somebody took a bite of this candy.
He goes,
We got it out of the Eddie house.
It's probably that Eddie. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get the hell out of here. Alberta, you gonna do the pleasure of getting us out of here?
Sure.
And remember, people, life's too short to be shy. Have fun and be safe.
Be smart. Stay in
And
school.
we'll have to wait for Carrie's response next week.
Yeah.
She's awfully slow today, Eddie.
She's gonna say she's an Arizona Devils fan.
Arizona Devils?
The Sun
College?
Devils.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what take her so long. Something Eddie's probably said. All right, are we out of here?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, we'll see everybody next week.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Memories in high school flames. Some good, on Pomona Street with the long hair rockers. Oh, the memories. Classic cars, big tits and bars, drinking all night like rock and roll stars. When I play that song, don't it take you back?